Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for October 2025. We're going to jump right in here. You have this Be Fearless in bold. You have this Truth Transcends Illusion card as well. So, basically everyone has been getting these energies of needing to be fearless and bold. It makes perfect sense, with the energy that we are experiencing. And so, it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, I even said at the beginning of the year that I felt like it was a year where, fortune favors the bold. So, people who put themselves out there, who, take bigger risks, things like that, are going to be the ones that find the most success. So I definitely would here, Leo, because it'll just help the most. And, I would really go. The other thing is like commitment. If we're going to do something right now, we have to, make that full commitment. Like, we have to do it. And we can't just dabble in the things that we want to do, right? We have to kind of take the things that we want to work on, and we have to either have a process or some sort of plan that we follow and stick to. And we have to see those things through to the end. And I think that also kind of like goes into the whole be fearless, be bold thing. I think the Truth Transcends Illusion thing is talking about how you see something. And again, we'll talk about that in a second. Sorry, these cards are a mess, so let me just get rid of those. But we have a dragonfly on this card, and if you've ever looked through a dragonfly's wings, they're kind of shimmery, iridescent, and you can't really, it might be casting or creating an illusion of what's on the other side. And so, I kind of feel that energy. You have the Seven of Cups here, which, if this was a tarot card, it would probably be the Seven of Cups. And it's like I just get this feeling of like needing to see something clearly in your life, and we'll probably figure that out on the Seven of Cups. You have the Emperor, the Fool, and the Four of Cups, and the Two of Cups here. You have the Emperor and the Empress, and the Two of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So, if you're looking for love, definitely could be attracting a divine counterpart or just love in general here. The Emperor is also about action. For whatever reason, October seems to be a very strong action month, and it's probably because we have a Mercury retrograde coming up in November. So sometimes I feel the universe is kind of like, you better, get your ass moving now before we get to next month so that you can have a little momentum going, right? On top of that, we have Neptune, and Neptune will move back into Pisces in the middle of the month. Saturn is there right now. And so it's kind of like maybe this month we have the opportunity to start something from a good place without a Mercury retrograde. And, it's like if you have any ideas or if you're kind of like looking at a goal that you want to accomplish, I think it would be a great time for you to accomplish that goal with this card. Next, you have the Fool and the Four Cups. Yeah, it's like some of you could be fearing disappointment. Four Cups has tried something like 3 times with those 3 cups, and now he's being offered a new opportunity, but he's not taking it because he has been hurt in the past. Could be love, for sure. Doesn't have to be, but you do have the Page of Cups right next to it. Page of Cups is literally offering a cup, right, to maybe you. And so if you want love, I would say, sure, take the risk with the Fool. But again, this could be something else. This could be an opportunity with the Emperor. The Emperor is really good at taking advantage of new opportunities. It could be you trying to do something again. So this month, if you're thinking about like trying an old idea again that hasn't been working, this time maybe it will work. The thing about the Four Cups is all he has to do is apply what he learned from those 3 cups to that 4th cup, and he will be successful. So all you have to do is apply what you learned. Next, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a perfect match. So, again, if you're looking for love, looks pretty good. Two of Cups can also be you and your higher self. And I do feel your higher self is trying to get your attention here. And I would be listening to your dreams, your daydreams. I mean, we go up to the Seven of Cups, like I said. And that Seven of Cups is very dreamy. It is a dream. He is fantasizing on that card. So it could be a good time for you to, listen to your dreams or to work towards something like a goal, wish, or a dream with that Seven of Cups and just put in the work, right? And that's what I would do. Let's see where this is going, because I have no freaking clue where this reading is going yet, Leo. And let's see. With the Emperor, you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like opening up. Again, if you're interested in a person right now, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, Empress, this to me looks like maybe the person you're interested in has their guard up. So that can, of course, be a challenge. And of course, I always say to everyone, I do not encourage you to wait. for anyone. We shouldn't be waiting for anyone. There are billions of people on Earth, really, but there are probably millions that would be interested in you. So, again, there's no reason to like wait for a person who isn't ready. I kind of feel like there's something about communication style going on here, Leo. It's like, it's like, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to say here, but I just like feel that some of you, it's like if you are talking to a person and if you're like not sure, I think I think they are interested maybe, but it's like the way the two of you are flirting here is different, or the way that the two people communicate is different, and that might be a little bit of a challenge to overcome with the Seven of Wands. Also, by the way, the Emperor can represent being presented with an opportunity or taking advantage of an opportunity. And it's funny that at the beginning of the reading, I said you can't just dabble, right? Seven of Wands is that full commitment. It is a card of conviction. It says when you know that you can do something or something is for you, that's when it will work. And so we have to make that like full 110% commitment to the things that we're working on. With the Seven of Wands, we really, there has to be no other way than for you to be successful. And, this is a mindset thing. So I would, if you're working on anything, I would work on developing that mindset. With the Fool and the Four of Cups, you have the Star. And so you could, and again, that's crazy because I always say the Star, she's like dipping her toe in the water, but she needs to make the full commitment. She needs to get all the way into that pool. That's the pool of universal consciousness. She's kind of like wishing for something. These ripples are going out into the pool of universal consciousness. She has told the universe what she wants, but the universe is like, are you going to like jump in or what? Are you going to like actually make something happen, or are you just going to stand there and just like test to feel if the water is warm or not? And so I definitely feel that with this card. I also feel, again, the Star, you always get these readings lately of needing to have a North Star, needing to, kind of spell out what you want your life to look like, and then that's it. You need to commit to make that happen. And if you do that, I think you will probably be surprised by the results here, Leo. Doesn't even want to focus, so maybe you need to focus on your North Star. With the Two of Cups, you have the Death card. Yeah, something's changing. This could actually be good. Again, if you're not sure about a person, or if you're dealing with a person and maybe, you have different communication styles, this would represent a change happening in the situation. I also feel more personal on this card for you, Leo. Like, I feel there's clarity coming in. We have these two pillars from the moon that show up back here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars. Sometimes I just feel the Death card can be like answers or clarity on your path or your journey or whatever you're doing, and that's pretty much what I feel there. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Sanctuary card. It says seek refuge, protection, and rejuvenation. Yes. You have the Celebrity card. It says self-expression, validation, and influence. Some of you could be working on influence. I mean, you're a Leo. So Leos are usually good at influence and being influential, right? So if there's something that you want to do with your life that would require needing to be influential, then I would do it. You could be becoming an influencer, right? Leo could also be that you're just becoming an authority or working on becoming an authority in like work or business or whatever. With the Sanctuary card, you have the Empress. Empress is all about self-care, doing things that put you in a good mindset. Like I said, with that Seven of Wands, I think mindset is going to be very important for you this month. So, I think that would be just a great thing for you to work on with these cards. You have the Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Page of Wands is about going on the adventure, enjoying life, following your desires. And you go down to the Queen of Pentacles, to the Knight of Wands. I feel pretty good about this. Queen of Pentacles is resources. And sometimes I feel with something like this, going to the Knight of Wands, it's basically saying there's something that you've wanted to do in your life, but maybe you haven't had the resources. And it's like now you're finally able to go on the adventure. This could literally be travel or, something similar for you, Leo, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, a project you want to get started on, a new job you want to get, whatever. But it's like the reading itself is saying to me that you are finally gathering the resources or getting the resources necessary. It's been a pretty good month financially, which is kind of surprising to me, but sure, I'll take it, right? Not going to complain about that, Leo, but I do feel there could be good money stuff. You have the Page of Cups. Yeah, definitely like interest. I don't know. I feel there is mutual interest between two people, but look at all the space that's between them. It's like I can't get over it mentally. It's like obviously you don't know what's going on in my head right now, so I have to tell you. But again, I don't know why I feel this way. But I do. It's like I feel like there's a lot of space going on here. Very apparent to me in the reading, or at least how I'm looking at it. And so again, if you are interested in a person, it's like obviously there needs like something needs to happen here. I really feel this is like communication style, or flirtation style, or something like that is going on here. If you want love, and so I don't have any good advice, but. Other than, maybe if you realize that, then you can communicate differently, and that could help. Especially if you're like not making any moves here, Leo. So there you go. The Page of Cups can also be your dream, and you have the Seven of Cups. We are in a very dreamy time. Neptune will move back into Pisces this month in the middle of the month. So I think everybody's dreams are going to be on fire. People, you could be having bigger dreams, dreaming of ways to make your life better. The trick is with the Seven of Cups to bring it down to earth. Don't just dream it, do it, right? And that's what I would do there. Even your next card, you have the Six of Pentacles. Don't just dream it, plant the seed. The Six of Pentacles says you might have a dream or multiple dreams, and you might not know how to get those things to work, but you can try. You can try different approaches and see what works, see what doesn't, and double down on the good stuff, right? That is the secret with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you need to stop settling for crumbs here, Leo, like money-wise as well. It's just popping into my head. Like, I think it would be a great time to raise your prices, or a great time to, ask for more money at work, or to do something to get more money. But, obviously you're going to have to do something, right? It's not going to magically happen. I've been saying this for years, that just based off the astrology, again, we have to ask. Nothing is just going to happen right now, especially because of the astrology. Uranus and Taurus is not very lucky, so it's like anything that could happen by chance is probably not going to happen. And, Uranus is going to retrograde into Taurus in November. So we have to create our own chance. We have to create our own luck right now. And that's what I would do. I would ask for a raise or a promotion, or I would go do something to get more money. People always ask me what happens if my boss says no. I always say, go get another job. You don't have to settle. You don't have to stay stuck, right? You can start looking for something else if they say no. With the Page of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, very busy month. Again, all the readings have been talking about movement, doing a lot of stuff. So I feel that it could just be a very busy month for people in general. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. So, if you are working hard, I would make sure that you are balancing out the other side of the scale and, doing nice things for yourself. With the Page of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, like a change in direction. So I feel for some of you that there could be some sort of change in direction coming in for you here with the Seven of Pentacles. He's looking at these Seven Pentacles and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? So I feel for a lot of you, that's what you're wondering. That could be what's, kind of holding things up in a connection as well, is you have two sevens here, two sevens here. Two sevens is internal fears that don't exist. But at the same time, if you are, this could be you, Leo, as well. It's you could be looking at love and you could be saying, do I really want it or not? I don't know. I can't make up that decision for you. That's your choice, right? And so some of you might be weighing your options and what a connection would bring. And you could just be figuring that out. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Yes, I think that it's an amazing time for Leo to get rid of things that are not working, plain and simple. Very matter-of-fact energy on this Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something in your life is dead, done, over with, and just maybe not working. Personally, I like all tens in the tarot. He's making the symbol here that the Hierophant is making on his card, and it just represents a blessing, or, the Ten of Swords can be a blessing in disguise. So if there's something that you want to remove from your life, now would be a good time. And I also feel it would kind of probably lighten the load in your life and make things a little bit smoother. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Sacred Magic card and this Let It Bounce Off card as well. Yeah, other people, right? We are definitely in a critical time where I think we could be receiving a lot of criticism about what we're doing in life or the choices we're making. And, again, I would let that bounce off. I wouldn't even pay attention to it with this energy. I think you need to believe in a little bit of magic here with this Sacred Magic card. Believe good things can happen to you, or, work on believing that you can create the things you want to create. You have the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Seven of Cups is kind of being spoiled for choice, having a lot of options. he's dreaming of good things and bad things in the Seven of Cups. And I always say, like, he needs to find out. It's like he's making assumptions, but he doesn't actually know what's going to happen. And so I kind of feel it's saying no assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions, Leo, right? So I feel it's time for you to, like, not just assume that things you're dreaming about are going to go one way or the other. It's pretty much time to find out. And it's time to, like, bring your ideas down to earth, like I said. And really, again, it's not very good advice because it's just, it is what it is. You have to create things here on earth. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Resourcefulness, I feel very good about the Queen of Pentacles in your reading. Personally, I think the Queen of Pentacles is a perfectly fine card, but I never really get excited about the Queen of Pentacles, right? But I am very excited about her in your reading because I feel like you are getting a resource or you're getting something you need to follow through on an adventure. I literally feel it could be money, like the money that you need to get started on a project, or the money, you could be getting more money from asking for a raise or a promotion or something, and that could lead to more adventure in your life. So I feel very good about this. The Queen of Pentacles also wants us to focus on multiplication, and definitely with the Six of Pentacles, I'm going to say that. Six of Pentacles is about doubling down on what works in your life, and the Queen of Pentacles kind of says, if there are activities or things that you do that produce more of a result, we all have things that we're good at, and some things will produce a little bit of a result, some things produce a lot of bit of a result. Those are the things you should really be focusing on this month, is the things you do that produce more, right? The more you do that, the better your life is going to get. You have the Page of Swords. It's like, I don't know, I feel like you have your eye on a person here, Leo. So I don't know, I feel like calling you out because it's like you're clearly looking at someone here or something. It's like the great divide here, Leo, between you and this person or something. Page of Swords is like spying, so Seven of Cups, I would say, are you going to keep spying on this person or what? I'm not sure. I don't have a good answer for you. Could be an earth sign, could be any sign. You have like everything here, but again, I would change your communication style or something with this Page of Swords. I do feel also good about the card, though. Not that I feel bad about it, but again, I think that it's a great time for curiosity. So in work, business, career, anything else you're doing, getting curious about the things you're doing and coming up with better ways of doing things, or doing your research would be a good idea. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, stretching, right? The Seven of Wands, or the Two of Wands, sorry, with the Seven of Cups. The Two of Wands, he needs to leave his kingdom, his castle. I feel like I've said this to you a bunch over the past few months. It's almost like the universe is really encouraging Leo to go build a new kingdom. The reason he's not in the world right now is because he's kind of in his comfort zone. He built this castle that he's standing on top of, and he might be afraid that he's not going to be able to go build another one. But really, this castle stands on its own. And the other thing is, he's not starting over. He is expanding his kingdom. That castle will still be there, right? And so I feel for a lot of you, it's like you're being asked to take your life in a new direction, but that doesn't mean that what you've built so far is worth nothing. It would be like, I think I've said this to you before, probably on this card. It would be like if I were to start another YouTube channel. It's like, I still have this channel. I would still be doing it. I would still have something, right? But if I were to build something new, I would just be expanding. And, I feel that's the place that you're at, Leo. It's like you're not really leaving something behind, but that might be the fear that I'm picking up on here, is that if you were to go, start something new or build a new castle, so to speak, or a new kingdom in your life, that you would be like ending something, but that's not true. And so I think you need to realize that. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. Yeah, Hierophant can represent blessings coming in for you. A lot of Hierophant energy right now, I feel, because probably Uranus and Gemini, Uranus going back into Taurus, in November. It's like, yeah, sure, we're not there yet, but Uranus is very slow moving, so, we might as well be. And we should, again, I always say with astrology, we should be working with the energy now. We don't have to wait. And so I would be thinking outside the box, coming up with outside the box solutions, things like that. With the Page of Swords, you have the Four Swords. Four Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. Yeah, it's going to be a very busy month, I feel, October. Like, literally, today is the 28th of September. But I literally feel like a light switch is being flipped, like October 1st, where people are going to notice the energy is speeding up. So if you need a break, take a break. Make sure to listen to your body and all that other good stuff. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have a celebration card and this knowledge card. Yes, I feel you have the opportunity to celebrate if you kind of, do these things that we've talked about. And, again, there's 2 people on that card, so it could be love that you're celebrating with this card. Knowledge is going to be very important with that Page of Swords. But getting, I would argue that we are in a time of turning knowledge into wisdom. Again, if you learn something right now, you have to use it. If you don't, nothing is going to happen. So, if you're out there with the Page of Swords energy, learning new things, I would be implementing what you learn and use it so that you can get the benefits. You have the Nine of Cups, the Empress, and the Knight of Wands. Nine of Cups, of course, is wish fulfillment or fulfillment coming in for you. So I do feel a lot of you could be making a wish. A lot of people have had the Nine of Cups this month, so I don't know. It just seems like a good month where people could be, getting some sort of fulfillment. This is definitely not a perfect month. The end of the year here is going to be bonkers. Mark my words. We have like a very spicy energy over the next until like March, basically. So there probably will be plenty of crazy things happening, but I would say on a personal level, I think things could be going well. Definitely could be finding fulfillment. You have the Empress. Empress is great for abundance. I always say for you, Leo, that the Empress should be ease. I think Leo's lives have been like too hard, and the Empress is about creating more ease in your life. That does not mean that things are going to be easy, but it means how can you make things easier for yourself, right? And not such a struggle. And that's definitely popping into my head that it's time to like end the struggle sessions, and it could be anything like work, business, love, even, your health. It's like, are you doing things just the hard way just because you think things have to be hard? And I don't know, again, I can't answer this question for you, but can you make things easier, or how can you make things easier? The more you do that, the better your life is going to get. And that's what I would do here with the Empress. I do also, outside of love, I do also like the Emperor and the Empress in readings because they kind of say that you have a good mix of using your masculine and your feminine energies, right? And so a lot of you, it just kind of seems like maybe you are energetically balanced. You have the Knight of Wands. I feel very good about the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, it's like you're finally able to do something that you've been wanting to do. Like, it could be an adventure, it could be anything with the Knight of Wands, but I feel like you're finally able to do it, whatever it is. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Didn't you have this twice? No. Am I making that up? I guess I am. But you have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, going for what you want. She has to not care what people think, which is definitely a big one for you, Leo. You have that card that says, let it bounce off, right? I think you could be doing a lot of things that people are going to have something to say about what you're doing. But, it's your life. And I feel you need to realize that with the Queen of Wands. With the Empress, what do you know? Are you kidding me? So, Knight of Cups, definitely a knight in shining armor. This could say that maybe someone is finally talking to you in the right way. Maybe the other person is going to fix this situation, whatever's going on here, but definitely could be love. Someone finds you attractive, Leo. So, there you go. Here you go, again, with the Knight of Wands. Yes, Eight of Swords and the good stuff is saying you're finally setting yourself free. Like I said, it's like I really felt that at the beginning of the reading, that the Queen of Pentacles was saying that you're finally able to do something that you've been wanting to do. And again, I know I'm speaking generally, but it feels very freaking general to me. It could just be, finally being able to travel, finally being able to go somewhere you've wanted to go, finally being able to start a business. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be different for all of you. You have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. Yeah, really good month for socializing. If you need support, getting support from the right people is going to be very good for you as well, Leo. So love to see it, but definitely a lot of success through friends. Specifically the people who lift you up. Obviously, with that let it bounce off card, don't spend time with people who are just criticizing you every 2 seconds, right? You have this money path card. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Again, if you asked me what I thought money was going to be like in October when I started these readings, I would have said average, right? But I don't know. The readings have been very, very good for money. So, obviously take advantage of it. Now, again, I don't think anything is going to magically happen. So, grease those wheels, make it happen. Be the person who makes the financial change or, asks your boss for a raise. Obviously take action, but still pretty good. You have this broken bridge. It says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. I don't know. I feel you do have the Ten of Swords here. You could just be letting go of something that isn't working in your life, which I think is exactly what I said on the Ten of Swords. And, obviously that will be good for you. You have this teapot. It says deep friendship of someone with someone of the same sex. Yeah, friends are going to be very important, like I said, but we're talking about those people who support your vision. This is very important for everyone right now. That, again, I think that if we have people in our life where we tell them what we're going to do and then they hate on the idea, we're not going to do it, right? So we need to be very picky of the people we spend the most time with. And I would make sure that it's, good people. You have this barrel. It says, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Yeah, whatever it is, I don't know. I think you could easily fix this month. I don't really feel it's something that needs to be fixed. I would say it's something that needs to be enhanced. It's like you could easily have love, money, or goals, or whatever it is. You just do it. It's just that simple. This looks really good, Leo. I do like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a like and drop a comment down below. It really helps me out. And definitely enjoy your month.